Greetings, legendary readers. Welcome to Larry's Legendary Library, where we explore the deeper wonder in science fiction and fantasy. Today, I'm with my oldest daughter, Amelia.
Hi, everybody.
We are going to review Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I guess technically this wasn't a buddy read because we didn't actually read it at the same time. I read it about a year and a half ago, and I guess you just finished it in the last week or so.
Yep.
Okay. But it was still fun for both of us to read the same book. And now we get to talk about it.
Yep.
So I thought we might jump in and talk a little bit, instead of just doing a synopsis, maybe talk about just different aspects of the book. And so first, maybe talk about the world, certainly a dystopian world. Anything that strikes you about the atmosphere, the world, the environment of this book?
He definitely painted a dark, depressing picture.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the characters don't even know like the colors of flowers or plants or nature, things like that. So the fact that their world is just completely covered in darkness, depression, ash, definitely he was able to paint that picture well.
Yeah, it's very gloomy. Um, and the like Amelia said, just the ash over everything, and it just was a very depressing atmosphere, depressing world. Politically, the world was, I guess if you're not a noble, it's pretty depressing too. The world was divided between nobles and ska, and the ska were kind of what would you call them?
Slaves.
Yeah, slaves,
Deprived.
mistreated.
Yeah.
If they died, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
And so there was that, certainly a depressing aspect about that as well. Anything you'd like to add to that?
I guess it adds interesting, important dynamic because we know that's where our main female character Kate comes from, is that kind of environment. So I think that helps drive her in some of her decisions throughout the book. So I think that definitely plays an important role.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we do want to talk about are some of the characters, and as Amelia already mentioned, our main character Vin, being a ska. Wasn't Kelsier also originally a ska?
I can't remember for sure, but he was definitely involved with them heavily.
Yeah.
And treated them with respect and definitely tried to take care of them well.
Yeah. Then young girl, probably, what would you say?
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got these powers, for lack of a better word. I guess she's considered Mistborn, which means that she's able to burn these different metals. Most people that have any kind of power like this can only burn one, but she can burn all of them. And she doesn't really know about her powers. Certainly an interesting character.
Mm-hmm. She starts out part of a crew kind of misplaced in the world. She's not treated very well, but she kind of doesn't really have anywhere else to go. She kind of started to pick up on her powers a little bit that way. But it is an interesting dynamic seeing her go from one crew to the next and see her slowly start trusting these new people.
Yeah. Because she's, when we talked about the depressing atmosphere, she definitely lived it, and basically living or trying to get by thievery. She's working with her brother, and her brother doesn't really treat her nice either.
He's abusive,
and so she definitely is a fun character to see develop. And then she's found by a guy named Kelsier. I guess you'd call him another main character. He's definitely Mistborn as well. He understands the use of his powers, burning the different metals. I thought he was a fun character as well.
Yeah, and I think he starts to give her certain responsibilities that kind of allows her to either decide to stay and trust this new crew, or she could just, run off and take advantage of whatever he's willing to trust her with. But she decides to stay and see it out and see their relationship grow, kind of like a father-daughter dynamic. It's very interesting to read throughout the book.
Yeah, and he kind of takes her under his wing and trains her in the use of these powers.
Enlists her in different jobs. And,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think a character we both liked was if I'm pronouncing this right, Sazed.
I say "sazed" in my
Sazed,
mind,
Sazed,
so I don't know.
Sazed,
Yeah.
Sazed, Sazed. We're not. We read it. We didn't listen to the audiobook,
Mm-hmm.
so we're not sure how to pronounce it. But he was a fun character.
Yeah, he may be one of my favorites for sure. His dialogue, always ending with "I think," brought some humor, at least to me, and some of just his dialogue and conversation. Very logical, kind of reminds me of the Star Trek
Oh,
Spock,
yeah.
kind of, where they take the emotion out of things in most cases, but he definitely shows up when he needs to, and it was touching to see that. But he was just a really neat character.
Yeah, and you told me that you started using the.
Yeah, now I say "I think" at the end of sentences, unintentionally.
Yeah, well, and then we have the Lord Ruler, who's I guess the main antagonist. He's the bad guy. At least we think he's the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for part of the book we're just not sure, but certainly a very powerful character. Anything you want to say about him?
We definitely got a small glimpse of him towards the end there. It was interesting to see what Ben could see. I don't know how much we're giving away.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We can. If as far as spoilers go, I may mark this. That we have spoilers. So if you want to give spoilers, you can.
But it was an interesting aspect of Ben being able to see like a younger version and an older version of him, and but other than that, really, other than just his power and cloaking everything in sadness and despair, there really wasn't much else to say, I feel like.
Yeah. And then Elend, is that how you said his name?
I've been saying it Eland.
Eland?
But yeah, I don't know.
We're not sure which one of us is right, but Eland would be, I guess, the love interest for Vin, which I thought was an interesting dynamic.
It definitely piqued my interest at points because his character left some of the chapters in cliffhangers. So it made me want to keep reading it to see what happened next.
Yeah, and he's nobility, and Vin, of course, was Ska, so there is that dynamic. And then Eland is doing some reading things probably that is prohibited, and certainly has ideas that are not accepted by other nobility. So he's definitely kind of easing into the dangerous parts, at least from the aspect of other nobility. They view that he's doing some dangerous thinking. But he was a fun character, kind of at times kind of lighthearted, and the dynamic between him and Ben.
He brought some banter and good conversation, good funny chats.
Yeah, and then I thought the Inquisitors and the Obligators, they're the bad guys, but the Inquisitors, they're the ones with the spikes, and that was, I thought, pretty intense, pretty creative.
Yeah, he did paint a good picture of them and what they look like, but if there's a movie or a show, I'll be very interested to see how they are portrayed visually, because it doesn't sound pleasant.
No.
But they sound like very unique characters visually, for sure.
And in recent days, we've heard that there is going to be a show, a series put out for Mistborn. Who knows when that'll be, but So anyway, that will be interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to.
Especially some of the fight scenes with them, I think would
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really be awesome.
One of the things that I thought was very well done was the magic system,
Hmm.
allomancy, ferrochemy, uh, just the burning of the chemicals, the metals, and how that gives you different powers. They carry coins with them and use them for different things, and I just thought that was a tremendous
Yeah,
aspect of the book.
yeah, very unique on Brandon Sanderson's part to come up
Yeah,
with that system.
yeah, it's just some that would give you super strength or be able to manipulate emotions, like um, Amelia mentioned about Vin early on, and it's just I just thought it was incredible.
Yeah.
Really, I thought it was one of the highlights. Well, do you want to give any your thoughts, your review, your rating?
Yeah, I was definitely excited to read the book. I've done an audiobook of one of Brandon Sanderson's young adult series, and I enjoyed it. But other than that, I hadn't had much experience with him in his books. So my husband actually suggested I read it because he read it several years prior. So I'm trying to expand my genres that I read. And so I started it, and I will say in the beginning it did start out a little slow for me. That was probably mostly just, really building the characters, building the world. So some parts of it was a little slow, and I did take a short break. But when I came back to it, about 100 pages in, I think 150 pages in, that's when it took off for me, and I couldn't put it down. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and the chapters, were just speeding by, and I couldn't wait to see what happened next. And the action was really good, and I bought the whole set, the first three at least. So I'm excited to start the second one. And but I would give it a Larry's legendary rating of 4.
Yeah,
So the loaded 4 is what I give
yeah,
it.
yeah. My review and rating, I love the book. Like I said, it had been about a year and a half since I read it, uh, and since then I've done a top 10 science fiction, top 10 fantasy, and Mistborn actually was my number 10 on my fantasy list. I don't know if it would still be there because I've recently finished Lord of the Rings and really, really enjoyed that. So if I had to redo it, I don't know if Mistborn might drop a little bit, but I gave it an L5 legendary. I just really loved it. Just everything about it, the world building that Brandon Sanderson, the world that he created, um, just the vibe, the atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
very dark, and like I said, the magic system, the burning of the metals, and just all that is
Mm-hmm.
just very intriguing.
Yeah, I agree.
As far as my taxonomy, I'll tell you my taxonomy for Mistborn: primary pressure, the pressure of just living in such a world, the class hierarchy, and the pressure between the nobles and the ska. Secondary taxonomies: wonder, like I mentioned, the allomancy and the ferrochemy are just amazingly detailed. Um, and then the wonder of the detailed world, as bad as it is just incredible. And then tertiary is philosophy. There's just a lot of depth here. Is revolution justified? Can noble bloodlines be redeemed, or should they be destroyed? Uh, is stability worth tyranny? And just so on. There's just a lot of depth and would certainly value reread and going deeper in it. And so my wife and I are recently talking about coming back in May, visiting my daughter and my first grandbaby and her husband. And so we've talked about reading the next book. So are you up for that?
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of the things you mentioned might be answered in the second book. It just seems like some of those things, hopefully, might be covered.
Yeah,
So.
well, very good. We'll shoot for The Well of Ascension,
Yep.
book 2 in the Mistborn series. And I'll put a link in the description because I've done videos with my son Ethan, the Wizard of Earthsea, Ursula K. Le Guin, and I've done a book haul with my daughter Laura. So if you'd like to see me with my other kids, and then I still have another kid that I haven't gotten on video yet, so maybe I can get him on video at some point.
Yep.
Well, it's been fun to have you on here.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to doing this again.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, legendary readers. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay legendary.